Now, I want to take you through a program that is online. It's called Soundation.com. And this is a program where you can do multi-track recording, you can do some analog synthesis, you can assemble a composition without having to download any expensive digital audio workstations such as Pro Tools or Logic. So this is one that I want to kind of take you through, but until you want to invest in one of the other systems, this is a good way to learn this program. And they do offer a more advanced system where you can have a lot more sounds that you can purchase on this website. But the free version is actually quite robust, so I think it's worth kind of going through so we can have a chance to sort of explore how you would work with a digital audio workstation, a DAW. So when you go to this website, Soundation.com, I suggest that you set up an account. It's a free account. You can set up your name and log into that. And once you've logged in, then you can be able to save all your files there. So this is the website you'll see, and there is some information here about the program and so forth. But let's once you get this set up, let's launch the studio, and this will take us to the multi-track recording screen. So what we've got here is the basic elements of a digital audio workstation. Over here, it automatically pulls up 4 different audio tracks for us. That's audio channel 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here we will see a track where we can record not audio information, but the MIDI data. And we've talked a little bit about how MIDI notes are recorded in, which are just a small bit of digital information which points to the note and the velocity information primarily. And then the sound that are made from that we have to pull up in another bit of software. So this is the number of channels over here. If you click down here, you can add additional channels. That's the audio track. This would add another MIDI track, and it automatically pops up the name of the instrument that it'll be playing here. I'll close that for the moment. And once again, you can highlight them and move them around if you want to reorder them. I'll put them all in order. So all the audio tracks are here. We have 5 audio tracks with nothing in them at the moment, and 2 different MIDI tracks or instrument tracks that we can load in just a second. Down here, you will see a zoom control for zooming in and out as we put things in the track here. Up here, let me see, we've got 4 different commands here. This will be the tool where we will be moving files around. This is where we can cut files into, divide them with the scissors and cut them into sections. We'll be able to, the audio files on this one, we'll be able to stretch the audio file without changing pitch with this. And this one we'll be able to change the pitch, lower it or raise it by clicking on this. You'll see up here some of the standard drop-down menus. We can create a new one or save. We can export or import MIDI and song files into this. And only in the paid version of the software can we publish our tracks, but you can put them onto different kind of sites and compare if you would like to sign up for this site. The edit, cut, copy, paste, so forth. Then we'll be able to zoom in, zoom out from here. We can go into full screen mode, which I'm pretty much in at the moment. And let's see, the settings, we'll be able to edit some of the settings for this. If we go to here, you can see just the buffer size, the record settings, and any kind of plugins. Nothing really that we need to do at this moment there. And then you can set up your account and change that, or then connect with the community and open up a sound shop to purchase more sounds and so forth. And then the Learn Soundation, let me take you to this. This is a good website that it'll take you to, which will allow us to then learn some of the tutorials and help files on this when we go into that. Over here we see the library. We do get a lot of free sounds and MIDI files that come with the collection when we do open this. If we want to go to the premium sounds, these are a much larger collection, obviously, of different kind of instrument sounds, MIDI files that we can have access to if we do the paid version of this. I'm just going to stick with the free version at the moment. Then the project would be anything that we are working on that we will show up in our project list there. But we're mainly going to stay in just the free sound library, and I'll take you through some of these folders here in just a moment. If I want to, for example, if I want to try out some of the electronica sounds, these are going to be just preset little sample loops. They have different tempos that they're organized in. This one's at 125 beats per minute. This one's at 130. If we take a look at some of these, then we have a menu. You can scroll down to see all these are WAV files. So these are sampled recordings that we can just try out. Now the best way to audition all of these is to come down to the bottom of the screen, turn on the automatic audition. It'll loop the file. And then click on this, which will be able to hear any of the sounds. So you can hear that clap sound, and it's being looped. the hi-hat, the kick, so forth. Any of these sounds that we want to try out. And you'll see on some of these that tells you the key. They're usually in the key of C. So if something has a pitch to it, it'll tell you the pitch which in the key of C at this point. The ones that don't have a pitch are obviously unpitched percussion instruments. We'll try out a few of these, but you can go through and listen to all these. I suggest you can quickly go through. If you're thinking of a composition, try out all these sounds and just make a note of the ones that might be interesting for you in this composition, because there's quite a bit of variety, and this is all here again free. If you want to purchase more of these, you can sign up for the website. Now, on that one you see it's a recording, but also it has an arpeggiation built into it. So when you use this file, you'll be having a short wave file which you can loop that file into that, but the arpeggio is already built into the file. Okay, so that's just how you go about auditioning the different sounds. That's the 125. These are a little bit faster, so if I just want to hear again. So you can see there's some pretty interesting sounds there. If you're interested in sort of the electronic dance medium, this would be a great folder to work in. Skip over MIDI, come back to that in just a second. The soundscape group is, we've talked a lot about soundscape and putting together sounds that would be part of a larger environmental structure of a composition, which we'll also find that is an important part of film scoring. We've talked about where the effects of the background many times. So this is a pretty extensive list of some interesting sounds that the producers of this have made, and here again we can try those out by just clicking on some of the sounds.
Ja, ein Steuerbord voraus hinter der roten Tonne haben wir so einen schwarz-weiß-grünen Pinökel auf so einer kleinen künstlichen Insel.
So you can see those are just recordings of various random everyday live sounds. Then we get into location environments, which are a little bit more specific. So that's some more sort of location environmental sounds, which would be pretty useful. We could take these sounds and use them in, if we were putting together a video score of sound effects, or if we're trying to do really a soundscape composition. This is a really great composition. Whenever you hear text in this, generally it's going to be in German. The makers for this program are German, obviously, so that's the language you're hearing if you're interested. So many of these are traditional kind of German sounds. Here's an older Gregorian chant. So So quite an interesting selection of just sort of music examples, and then these all have voice examples. I won't take you through all of these. These are animals, wildlife, different kind of sounds. So a really good collection if you're doing a soundscape composition. I would suggest sort of trying out to make one because you have quite a bit of sound files that would be interesting to combine and manipulate into that. So these are all machine-based sounds. So a really good collection for soundscape compositions. Then the urban compositions. Let's take a look at this. These would be different kind of effects already recorded. And you can see this one is in D major and has a beat of 90 beats per minute. So I'll take a look at these in just a second. We'll come back to these. And then a more diverse group here of different kind of percussion instruments, saxophone, mbira. And here again, each of these has a particular key signature whenever there's pitch with it. But this is a long list of pretty interesting kind of world music instruments, a lot of different sounds there. So pretty fascinating site here, and it's all free. These sounds, when there's a much longer list that if you want to sign up for them.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.